Welcome to windy Boone Pickens Stadium, where on Saturday, Clint Chelf had a most memorable day. I'm Barry Trammell, along with OSU writer Gina Mizell, and the Cowboys beat West Virginia 55-34, and third-string quarterback Clint Chelf takes the Cowboys to victory.
Who would have thought at the start of the season when, Wes Lunt, the true freshman, wins the starting quarterback job, he gets hurt, J.W. Walsh comes in, he gets hurt, Wes Lunt comes back, he gets hurt again, Clint Chelf leads them to a victory over West Virginia, the team that we thought, would be potentially the Big 12 champion. Obviously, they're struggling, right now, so their fourth straight loss. But Clint Chelf had 4 touchdown passes and really did guide this offense to their big victory today.
Amazingly, the Cowboys have now 3 different Cowboys have quarterbacked OSU to Big 12 victories this season. Maybe that's happened before in the annals of college football, but I'm hard-pressed to believe it happened often. It just shows you the resiliency, I think, of this squad and how solid these 3 quarterbacks have been.
Absolutely. I think, obviously some of the credit goes to the offensive system that Oklahoma State runs, which, lo and behold, was installed by offensive coordinator Dana Holgorsen, who's now the head coach at West Virginia. But I think that would be, not the correct way to say it. I think you do have to give credit to these 3 quarterbacks, to the playmakers that are still around on offense. I mean, we forget sometimes that Tracy Moore's not out there anymore, who's the top wide receiver for this Cowboy squad. So huge credit to Clint Chelf. He always said, I got to be ready, and sometimes you think that's coach talk or player talk and just, saying what you need to say. But clearly he was ready, and he came out and performed well at Kansas State last week and again against the Mountaineers today.
But Clint Chelf in this offense had some help. The defense reared up in the fourth quarter, got 5 stops on West Virginia after it became 38-34. Cowboys turned them back the rest of the day, and particularly on special teams, where Justin Gilbert returned to kickoff 96 yards for a touchdown, and a couple of big turnovers on the special teams really turned this game around.
Yeah, absolutely, and I think after how poorly special teams was against Kansas State last week, that was something that Mike Gundy was really upset about, called it terrible, awful, pretty much any bad adjective you want to say. So to get those big turnovers, like you mentioned, for Justin Gilbert, who had a very up and down season, both as a cornerback and as a returner, for him to break one loose there to give the Cowboys the lead, I think was huge. So, going into this game, we knew it was going to be a big deal with Tavon Austin, the great returner for West Virginia, and the Cowboys definitely won that, and that's what Gundy said was ultimately what changed the game.
Well, the only mystery now is, who will they start next Saturday against Texas Tech? J.W. Walsh was available. Wes Lunt was available. Clint Chelf led them to victory. Mike Gundy has a lot of cards he can play, and he promises not to turn over any of them until next Saturday when the Texas Tech Red Raiders come to town. Stay tuned for further OSU coverage here on News OK and every day in the Oklahoman.